What's going on, guys? Hope you guys are having a blessed week. Apologies for not getting a Wednesday workout out to you guys last week. No excuses, right? But it was a busy week. But I need to be able to get those things out to you. So my apologies for not being able to do that. But we have been diving deep into getting ourselves prepared for testing. It's going to come in the future, several months away from now. But if you haven't noticed, the legs are a huge aspect of our overall general physical preparedness, our GPP. In order for us to test well later, we've got to start building that foundation up, hitting it hard. So I hope you guys are at least seeing some sort of dividends. I'm sure you're sore from this past Sunday. Those of you that were able to be at our Fire and Light class this past Sunday, I hope we get back to full capacity again soon, so we can see our fitness increase even as the weather is getting colder. And usually that's when things start, we'll call it our bulking season, where we start, our food choices change because of the holidays. You know, we just got done with Halloween, so candy's everywhere at our house. So temptation is there. Then we got all the carbohydrates and all those things that come along with Thanksgiving and Christmas. And I'm not saying that we shouldn't enjoy those things, family time, and spending time with loved ones and spending time with holidays. It should be a premium, and I advise you to take advantage of those things, and I do the same. But with those come the added LBs to save, and we'll call it our bulking season, so we can get strong and be ready to shred those things when we have our New Year's resolutions, which I hate that. But we can still get good fitness and be prepared for all those things and do well even through the holidays, even when the weather's getting colder, where we stay indoors a little bit more. But that's okay. We still got our church, and thank them for allowing us to use that space so we can still get some fitness in. But we've also just finished up our sermon series at church in regards to what we can stand on as Christians. Last week was the Gospels. This week was prayer, and it's been a great empowering way for me to see things through Scripture from old to new, as how God has had one divine message throughout 3,000, 4,000 years ago, leading up to now, still speaking and being active amongst us. But the biggest thing, so I took away from this week was, it was about prayer, and I got that, but the biggest thing that I took from Stan was the listening aspect of it, and that's something that I struggle with deeply, of getting in the habit of when I'm praying, I'm actually mentally even catching myself doing the checklist, like, God, can you help this and that? Or even if I'm praying for someone, it's like, can you help them with this, that, and the other? And, I don't think that that's the wrong way to pray per se, but I do think that shouldn't become the normal, for it to become, just give me what I want. Of course, that should never be the case, but actively listening after my prayer, or paying attention to what things may be presented around me, is something that I don't do, and I don't know the best way to fix that. But I have been able to dive into a little bit of research and some scripture to back up the maybe ways for me to see God and be able to listen to Him. And I found a couple of cool ways in the Old Testament that God has spoken to us, and if I can kind of draw from that, it's like, He's speaking in more ways than we could ever fathom. But there were some highlighted ways that I took, and this one was from Exodus 9. God spoke to Moses through a burning bush. In Exodus 19:9, He spoke to Moses as a cloud. In 1 Kings 19:12, He speaks just softly in a whisper. In Job, he spoke from out of a storm. And then, of course, in the New Testament, God speaks through his Son. So it's just so many ways that God has spoken. And obviously, he spoke directly to prophets. He spoke us into creation, or he breathed us into creation. It's just... I don't know the best words to use, but if I can draw from those things, it's like he is active in more ways than we can even notice, and it's in different ways. It's not just we've got his word that we can stand on and he spoke through, but to us, we can hear his voice if we pay attention. And I think because of our hustle and bustle and social media and all that stuff, we won't slow down in order to say that. So to see him or hear him, and I think the best way that I think I could probably put this into practice is to slow down, read scripture, maybe meditate within my prayer, and stop and maybe pay attention to what maybe is going on around me, or even for what I pray for. Sometimes if I pray, I've done it and I move on, but maybe actively, thinking about those things and keeping that on my mind for longer might be of better use to me, to be able to see God active in my life more, which I know he is, but to actually maybe get to experience that would be so fantastic to be able to have that. But so moving on from that, guys, I hope you guys can slow down and pay attention, and hopefully get to hear God active in your life as well. And it is pretty incredible, all of the ways that he has spoken to us throughout history in so many different ways. But for our Wednesday workout this week, guys, we're going to call this, we'll call it functional bodybuilding. We've been doing our functional fitness, of course, but we're going to call it functional bodybuilding, so that way we can prep some muscles. First one, guys, is we're just going to go to a bench press or a floor press, whatever you can use. I've got 4 sets of 8 written down, so the weight should be pretty heavy to get only 8 reps. If you don't have those dumbbells, or those a heavy set of dumbbells for you at home, maybe they're just moderate weights that you can move pretty well, increase that rep scheme. Maybe get it up into the 12 to 15 rep range, so that way at each set you're really struggling to get that 7th and 8th repetition. I want you to kind of fight for those reps this week, guys. Next one is it's just a set of 12, a set of 10, and a set of 8 as a single arm dumbbell row. So each arm, obviously, you're gonna row that dumbbell back. The weight should hopefully increase in weight over you should be able to get, the 12, the 10th, the 11th and 12th rep should be heavy. Then the 9th and 10th rep should maybe be heavy in the set of 10. The 7th and 8th rep should be heavy in the set of 8, which ideally you'd be increasing your weight across those 3 sets. Last one, guys, is 3 sets of 15 heel elevated with a narrow stance goblet squats. This should put a lot of pressure on the quads. This past week we did a lot of on the posterior chain, the glutes and hamstrings. This week we're going to the front of the legs. This should be more into the quads. I want you to focus on trying to get those hips down as slow as we can. That means it's going to force our knees out over our toes a little bit, holding that dumbbell. If this is something that it puts too much strain on the front of the knee, just back that down to a normal goblet squat, because I do want to focus on the quads with this particular movement. So 3 sets of 15, so that's a higher rep scheme. If you can load it, do so. Just try to drop those hips down, forcing those knees out a little bit over the toes, so you can feel the tension in the quads. So, all right, guys, that's it. I know this is a 10-minute video and it's a lot for you guys to watch, but I appreciate y'all sticking with me. I I love being able to program these things, and again, with the scripture, it's helped me dive into scripture a little bit more, and then just to talk that out. It's just kind of therapeutic a little bit. So hoping to get to see you guys on Sunday. But if you have any questions, comments, concerns in regards to the workouts or need some additional movements, feel free to reach out, guys. But have a great rest of your week. See ya.